Babe.
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 Babe. I'm Lara.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is...
Babe. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you
Cool.
ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's
Dive
do
right
it.
in. All right.
Hi.
Hi, guys. So happy to see you.
So good to see you again. We're back in LA. We made it back.
We made it back.
We're now on my couch, not an uncomfortable bed.
No.
I feel like that bed fucked my back up.
Oh, it fucked my back up too. I needed a massage.
I like my lower back. I also just started kind of working out again this week for the first time in a long
You're going
time.
to Sweat Garage, right?
Well, I went to Sweat Garage, and then I've just been taking it easy and breezy in a couple like Pilates classes that I can just walk to.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But then yesterday, my back started hurting, and I blame the Greenwich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know. You need
I blame their weird bed.
I know. You need to call them. You need to telegram.
Wait, we actually found out in regards to the bed that it's like weirdly super expensive sheet.
It's a bullshit Swedish bed.
Like we Googled it.
It's bullshit.
And then we found out that it's like a Swedish style
It's
of bed.
high drama.
It's high drama where you pay a ton of money to be very uncomfortable.
It's like when you go to a health food store and you like read the copy on like nuts and it's like 4 pages long and you're like, these are just nuts from a health food store, but they're like made with love. And you're just like,
They're like Swedish crafted like canvas. And it's
so
literally
lit.
a box spring with a 2-inch like pallet on top of it. I'm like, I love
I know.
like,
I
come
know.
on.
So when we last spoke, we were talking about my loose asshole, and I was, when we recorded, I was like not loving New York, and then I really just got the spring back in my step.
You loved it again?
I did. You didn't notice that?
Oh my God, babe,
didn't
I
know
can't.
that?
I released. You know what I mean? Like I'm not keeping
I
track.
I was on the up and up.
Okay.
Well, because it all started. We went to the Cock. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, actually,
What?
I want to do something a little different.
What?
I
Ooh,
want to start
shaking it up.
off with an email from one of the readers.
Why?
Because I think it leads into a good theme that I would like to talk about with
Okay,
you.
she's all about a theme.
I love a theme.
But you also love structure, which is why I'm thrown off by this.
Well,
It's an ambush.
whatever. No, this is structure. This is just, it really, I read it this morning and then I was like, oh, and I really want to talk about this. So I think
Okay.
that it
She just doesn't want to hear my story.
no, I'm like, anyways, moving on. I'm like, oh my God, an email. Like, let's just skip forward.
Yeah.
No, we'll get to the cock because it ties into the cock too.
It always does, doesn't it?
It always comes back
To the
the
cock.
cock. Okay. Our friend Jenna writes us.
Oh, our friend.
No, not.
Oh.
I just called the reader a friend, but she is a friend. But it's
Okay.
not. It's not.
Not our friend Jenna.
Not our friend
Right,
Jenna.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Slow down. You're going too fast. Okay.
All right. Jenna writes, "Hi, Ryan and Lara. I'm a straight white woman. I usually don't feel the need to declare this, but it's germane to the conversation, as you will soon see.
Jermaine, someone's coming in hot with
I
the
know.
vocab words. I like her already.
I love her. As recently, I saw Call Me By Your Name, which was the sexiest movie I've ever seen and truly hit an emotional target I did not foresee. Then,
okay.
I know Ryan will have thoughts on that. I told you this is going to be good.
Okay.
Then, within a few days, I found myself drunk and watching the new Troye Sivan video. The combination sent me on a full thirsty journey. Is it babe that I now only find myself attracted to gay guys? I have a few theories about where this could be coming from. One, I have never been treated well by straight men / sexual partners, and my insecurities are on red alert as I've been gaining...
Laura, did you ghostwrite this?
No, babe. Stop.
This is
Stop.
okay.
But let me finish.
Okay.
Let Jenna finish.
Okay. Jenna quotes. Yeah.
My insecurities are on red alert as I've been gaining weight while stress eating through a new career. I really connect with Lara's description of constantly being on guard when men approach me, never sure of what their intentions are. In the past few months, it's basically led to a full shutdown of my sexual side. 2, I'm currently in the honeymoon phase of the most fulfilling and reciprocal friendship I've ever had with a group of gay men, one of whom happens to be the guy who wrote you a few weeks ago about letting his mom think he was dead for 4 days after the election.
No, I remember that.
I remember that.
That was truly a babe.
You invented a new category of babe ... for him, which tickled the fuck out of him. These men inspire me creatively, like me for who I am, lol and troll me, and genuinely care about what I have to say. True babes. So maybe you can help me sort this out. All I know for sure is that watching Troye Sivan whip his bleached hair and sheer blouse in the wind of a giant music video fan through a dark bathhouse has me questioning everything I knew about arousal. Thanks for keeping me lolling.
Well, to me, it's a slippery slope. To me, I understand the Band-Aid that gay men can provide.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of gay men who are misogynistic as fuck, but that's obviously like a different journey. But it's really comfortable, and it can get too comfortable sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
I
think like it just spoke to me because it's like I like obviously love gay men and like celebrate their presence in my life. They're like a truly inform like so many of my lols and like lift me up and make me the woman I want to be. But it is a slippery slope. And I think that, I mean, the attraction is like, babe, maybe you're just attracted to what you're attracted to, and like go find like a Twinkie guy and like go find your Timothy Chalamet.
Totally.
So I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think you just might want to date like an 18-year-old. I know
girls like masturbate to gay porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
totally
hot.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just hard, and I wanted to talk about like I think your relationship with I wanted to talk about your relationship with being gay and gay men and like getting your kind of like gay squad. And then like my journey of having gone through relationships that hurt me or having hurtful interactions with men have definitely informed like my relationships with gay men.
Well, like I said, it can be a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's mostly a good thing, and but it can also be used as a shield for you not to connect with men in a real way, straight men. And that is important, and you should always try to be connecting with straight men.
Yeah.
You know? But
always try to be connecting with straight men.
Well, I mean, it's just don't shut yourself off. It can be a safe space.
You should be trying to go for what you want.
Yeah.
Like a relationship like a romantic relationship.
I feel like gay men are used as like kind of a bulletproof vest against that, which I understand, but it can be really easy to kind of settle into that platonic friendship and feel like all your needs are getting met by it, but they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they never fully are.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's very much where I feel like I found myself in like the past like few years has been just a total retreat into like my gay angels, you know?
Yeah.
And like, because it is like I get everything I need relationship wise, like friendship, lols, they inspire me, they like lift me up. But then there's also like they're not threatening. Like there's not a chance of them raping me or like sexually assaulting me.
But you have been friends with toxic gays before who have been really cruel to you. That's the thing too. Like
no, yeah,
gay
and that's the thing
is a real
is
thing.
Like I'm coming around to being, and this right now I feel like what I'm going through is like a reckoning of men in general and saying, because it's like they're just because some guy is gay doesn't mean that he's like going to be a good friend to you. Which is something that I've very much learned the hard way.
Like Danger Will Robinson.
Yeah, and it's like right now is a reckoning, and I feel like probably a lot of women are going through this, but it's not only like have I recently in the past 2 years come to terms with like sexual assault that I've gone through and like been dealing with that, and like relationships that I went through and like heartbreak and dealing with that. But it's also a level of like, I've had very fraught male friend relationships that have like truly like fucked me over in a lot of ways.
With gay guys or straight guys?
With gay guys and then also with straight guys. And like have entered, it's like another level of entering like business partnerships with men who have just like totally fucked me. And so I feel like I'm looking at all of these relationships and seeing like where I retreated into my comfort zone. I mean, I feel like I retreat to you. Like you're a huge comfort zone for me. I mean, we like live next door to each other.
It's pretty comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
But now, after kind of having a bird's eye view, it's like, how do I build out my like group and surround myself with people? How do I take all these past traumas and learn from them and then create a group, like learn from them so I don't make those mistakes again? So
I think it's like the only way you can do it. I mean, this sounds so stupid and you're going to get so angry at me, but the only way you can do it really is by not retreating.
Yeah.
And by putting yourself out there in a
Yeah.
real way, because that's the only way that this can heal and move forward is just by showing that like not all straight men are going to be out to get you. And,
Yeah.
like, whatever. And,
Yeah.
and that involves just interacting with straight men, which is like not your favorite thing. And it's not my favorite thing either, but like it's the only way to really kind of put a balm on this pain, because there are good ones, I think, allegedly.
well, it's also like there are good ones. TBD.
They are.
There are.
There are.
But it's also like it's in terms of romantic stuff, and then in terms of friendship stuff, it's like it's just a reforming of my like how I put myself out there to people and who I choose to invest time in, and like
Right.
And also
You're very guarded with like
I'm very guarded, which is something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And like something that I'm realizing, being guarded against certain people, it served me for a while, but it no longer does, because like I need to be
it just
able.
isolates you.
It isolates me further, and like truly, I'm a Gemini, and so but I'm an introvert at a lot of levels. Like I love like retreating into my cave and like taking baths and like smoking weed and watching Riverdale. But I also really thrive off of like being out and about and
You
like
really thrive. You come
meeting
alive.
people. Yeah, and I come alive. So I've shut that part of my life off in a huge way.
No, it's weird. You used to go out all the time.
Well, also I have no money, so it's hard to go out when you're like have like $14 in your bank account.
Fair enough.
I like go out to CVS.
Yeah.
But so now it's about creating that balance between the two, and then also just being like, I feel as women a lot of the time, like, and I felt like this, that it's like if I don't want to spend, like I owe it to certain people to spend time with them, or I owe it to certain people, like even though it's like maybe a relationship that's not feeling balanced or that's giving me much, like there's some people in my life that I feel like, oh my God, like I'm indebted to like hang out with you or something like that. Just like, I mean, no, not anyone in particular, but I feel like sometimes you feel like you're not allowed to withdraw from certain relationships or take time for yourself from certain relationships that like don't serve you. And as a woman, it's harder to say no in those situations. It's harder to say no in dating situations where you go on a date, like if you go, let's say you go on a date with a guy and he's like fine, but you're not really that into him.
You said no in New York, which is
well,
good.
Yeah, but like
that's good.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
you're
like
learning how to say no.
It's a learning process of how to say no to those types of situations.
Yeah.
And in the past, it's like I would have gone on a date and felt like, oh my God, like I need to go on a second date, or like I need to do this or do that.
Nope.
But really, you just need to do what feels the best for you.
Yeah.
But also, you need to be aware of when you're like doing something that's like too comfortable. So it's a balance.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, you did it this past weekend. So, that was a big step. You literally like, it kind of reminds me of like when I used to smoke weed for like many years when it was offered to me. And then at the age of 26, it just occurred to me one day where I was like, oh, I don't need to do this if I don't like it. I feel like it just like didn't occur. Like I feel like you just do what's offered to you or whatever. You just say yes or whatever. And then you just realize, oh, I don't like this, so I don't need to do it. And it just sounds so simple, but it really is something that like you don't necessarily realize until you get older. And I think like with guys, it's like, if you call up a booty call or whatever, and then you hang out with him and you just realize you don't want to have sex with him, you don't have to have sex with him. Like you don't have to fulfill that expectation.
I know. And it's like in the past, I've felt like a pressure or like something that it's like, oh, if you tee up some sort of like sexual rendezvous that you have to follow through with it. Or if it's like you go meet up with a guy like that you maybe have a history with, like it's expected that you guys are going to hook up, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can be like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever the fuck you want.
You can have like a friendly, fun time that doesn't end in like you being in that person's bed and being naked with them. And so that's like a big revelation as far as like, I don't know. It's just like you have to. I'm very trying to be aware of like when I feel like I'm compromising myself in a situation, and that's hard because you do have to be like, no, I'm going to go home and like deal with the fact that maybe the person you're blowing off is not going to like you for that.
And who cares if he does? If he doesn't, then he's a shithead. This was explored a lot in that short story Cat Person in the New Yorker, I think. What? It was.
No, yeah, I know. But I feel like that's like that went so viral that it's like talking about it now is like passe, but it was really important.
But that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Idea, like why women have sex with men, and it's not always because they want to. Spoiler. But it's not always because it's rape. It's like it's this gray area. It's the expectation. It's because it's sometimes easier to say yes than to say no.
Yeah,
it's actually almost always easier. So yeah, that's interesting. But that was good. You did that this weekend when we went to the Cock.
I know.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we went to the Cock. I see what you did there. You set me up in a good way.
Yeah, but see, you have to trust my process.
I trust
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, God, thank you.
I mean, this was a map, and I'm
Ryan's like,
it
started out about me and then really veered into you for a long time, but then now it's back to me and I feel great.
So we went to the Cock, and whatchamacallit, it's this gay sex dungeon in the East Village. I'd been there a few times when I was in my 20s living in New York, and it never turned out the way that I wanted it to.
What would you do there in your 20s?
Be like weird and be drunk and just be like creepy. And not creepy, just be sad.
You do go there by yourself?
No, I went there with Carrie and Sam Lansky one night, and it was so funny because we literally entered the bar and then just got separated like immediately, and then like everyone went on their separate fucking journeys.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely like choose your own adventure.
It's a choose your own adventure. It's a gay, for those that are not in the know, it's a gay bar in the East Village in New York where you go to
get fucked
truly, and have like a sexual
There's no confusion.
Interaction.
It is a sexual, like,
it's a sexually charged
it's not like Metropolitan where like you go and you like flirt with a guy and there's drinks. No, like this is a place where you go and you grab someone. Like you just grab them and then you fuck them.
Well, it's like,
or you don't.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
It's an open it's a sexually open place for gay men to go, and it's great. And
it is great. So I would normally feel, what was really funny, so we went, and there's an upstairs which is like where you are civilized, and then there's downstairs where you become the wild animal. And that's the separation. And we wanted to go downstairs, but there were no women allowed. But Lara,
it's a no women allowed space, and I'm like, honey, this is like the wing but for dicks. Like, no, I deny this. So, and I'm going, when I was like, we entered there and they were like, just FYI, like downstairs is only for men. And I was like, in my head, I was like, not tonight, because I'm fucking going down there.
Yeah,
men only spaces are not allowed anymore. Sorry.
Well, I mean, you got there and you understood why it was men only, but
but I needed to see for myself.
So Lara goes to the bouncer and she's like, "Anki, I want to go downstairs," and he's like, "Sorry, only men allowed." And you're like, "Don't assume my gender."
Yeah, I was like, "Don't assume my gender."
And then he was like, "You don't think I haven't heard that?"
And then
before?
He started laughing, and he was like, "Don't try that line on me. You don't think I haven't heard that before?" And then we all just like had a lull, and I was like,
can I, like, what? Yeah, no, I know. You're like, we all had a laugh, and you're like, but wait, can we just go downstairs? And
yeah. And I was like, I practiced this line for like 5 minutes with Ryan up at the bar to like try and get me down here. And then he laughed, and he was like, okay, you can go down, but just don't be weird.
By the way, the reason why we went down is because this drunk guy with a cane was kind of like giving us. Oh my god,
I forgot about the guy.
He was giving us
the babe with the cane.
The babe with the cane. There's always a babe with a cane.
Well, he was just like
sad. It was,
you know what?
Sad.
He was a lonely. He was a guy that going through a divorce. He was very lonely, and he wanted people to talk to. And I indulged him for quite some time.
You did, and literally some gay guy.
And I was like asking a lot of questions.
Some gay guy took me aside and literally was like, "Don't talk to him. He's a drunk, and once you get him going, he'll never stop." And I'm like, "Oh, I won't." And I turn around, and there's Lara just like la 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 la. I'm like, "No."
Well, you know what? I was warned, but
Lara just literally like moth to a flamer, chatting up like the local barfly drunk, like bar.
Well, you know what? He needed some healing energy, and I was told recently in the past year that I have healing energy. In my aura. I got my aura photographed, and I had a crystal in my aura, which means that I'm a healer.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
That's, I think, part of the reason why I get attracted to wayward gay men.
So we escape the babe with a cane, and we actually get granted access downstairs.
Yeah, we got to go down into the dungeon.
There's a guy literally with his dick out, truly, just walking around like a fucking methed out freak.
First of all, the dungeon...
He looked like Joe Dirt.
Smells.
Well, of course, it smells like cum.
It smells like cum.
Yeah.
and BO.
Honey, it's not going to smell like a diptyque candle.
And it smells like a dank
People go there and they
cave.
have sex.
I know, but it's like I've never smelled like the smell of like just men having sex. Like I've smelled the smell of like me having sex with a man, but like not.
It's different.
It's very different.
When two becomes one.
I can't say that I love it.
No, it's not great.
But it's also not for me.
Yeah.
So like just gender wise, like it ain't for me.
So we go downstairs and
the dick out guy was a real throw. Like he just literally took his penis out of his pants and was walking around with like a wiggly dick. Like
just like wanting someone to ask it to the dance.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I'm like, it's an interesting approach, but also like
no one was buying it.
No
one wanted it.
He walked so
what?
The guy with the cane came down.
Oh, he did. Yeah. No, so me and Lara,
continued the conversation.
Which, by the way, it actually is so impressive that he came down because those stairs were steep. Even me with like mild CP, I was like, ooh, these stairs are steep. Like, I need to be careful. And then the guy with the cane, who's like in his 60s, came downstairs. I was like, honey, when there is a will, there's a gay. Like he made it work. And I was impressed, but also terrified that he found us.
Well, I was just like,
I love us trying to outrun like an elderly gay with a cane.
You're the one trying to outrun. I'm just like going with the flow.
We were trying.
You were trolled and you thought you were going to get Beyblades from him.
Yeah,
you got triggered and you needed an escape.
TBH. What?
God.
What?
So he made it down, and then we walked into a different part of the like dungeon that had like more of an incense, like sexy smell that I was into, like near the bar, which I could fuck with that area. Mm-hmm. But then Ryan was like, let's go back out into the fray.
Yeah. And then, like you left because your person showed up.
Well, but I also left because the guy with his dick out like walked by me and touched my boobs. And so I was like, I hate this.
And then the bouncer had your back, which I loved.
And then the bouncer was like, why are you down here? And I was like, well, the guy upstairs said I could come down. And he was like, did he really? And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, okay, well, just like, he's like, be cool. And I was like, I'm cool as a cucumber, babe.
But then you were like,
and then I was like, well, no, I was not like, what the fuck? I just said, I'm cool as a cucumber. Mm-hmm. I was like, and informed him like that the guy like grabbed my boobs. And then he said, if that happens again, tell me, which is chill.
I love that.
Because no matter if you're in a all gay bar that's supposed to be all gay men and you're a woman, no man should be allowed to grab your boobs.
No, are you kidding me? That's
and like,
gross.
am I going to flip out and cause a scene in a gay sex dungeon? No, but I'm definitely going to tell a bouncer to like look out for me and my boobs and my body.
So, but then you left shortly thereafter because your person showed up.
Yeah, and then I was like, I gotta go.
Your dick delivery came, and
you stayed.
I stayed. And you know what's so funny is like, so I was drinking water like all night because we had gone out to dinner and had wine. And I was like, I'm not going to like be browned out in this dungeon. Like I need to be sober for this or sober-ish. And so I was like pounding waters and Lara was like, I'm going to go. And you know what? I'm like, I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay. And I feel like back in the day, I would have been so feeling gross or loserish, like stalking this like sex dungeon alone. Or I felt like pathetic, but I felt very empowered this trip. I just did. And I just like felt like I was kind of a voyeur in a cool way and kind of seeing this slice of gay life that I've never experienced before. Cause as I've said on the podcast that my last few visits to the cock when I was in my 20s weren't great. So it was a way for me to come back to this place that to me represented shame and not feeling enough and kind of like reclaiming it and being like, I'm ready to rock and I'm ready to troll.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it was wild. I mean, it got wild, not for me. So basically what happened was it got really crowded when you left and men just...
They were like waiting for me to leave so they could go down. They're like, it's
just
not safe down
there.
It's not safe.
So then
and like touche.
So then they descended and then it was so interesting. Like people were making out. I saw a few guys just start blowing this go-go dancer. It was hilarious. Like in the go dancer was just kind of bored and getting blown. It was fucking fascinating. And then what else happened? Oh, people were dropping their drugs and like using their iPhones to find it on the ground, which I thought was hilarious. And I just kind of like surveyed the scene. I just took it in, you know, I took it in my brain, not in my butt. So like, it was sort of like kind of cool experience and not to feel creepy or like lecherous about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and then a few guys came up to me and like wanted to make out and they were like not really chic. And I was like, honey, I'm not looking for Oscar Mayer. I'm looking for Wagyu. So like, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Well, that's the thing about having a boyfriend. Like, you're not gonna like fuck some like Marlon Rando. Like, you're not like in the sense that like it has to be someone that I really want to be with. It has to be worth it. I'm not gonna like open up the relationship for like, you know, Danny DeVito. Like, I'm not like that's not my journey. You know what I mean? Like,
fair enough.
It's got to be someone good.
Definitely.
And none of the guys were speaking to me emotionally or, you know, spiritually or sexually.
Yeah.
So I just like left but I felt really good. I just like, kind of felt like cool. I did that. That was like something I would have totally feared a long time ago. And now I feel right at home in a sex dungeon.
Yeah.
And that's my growth as a person.
And truly, I think I had growth that night too, because I was like, I never really reach out to guys to like hang out. Never ever reach out to like straight men to like do anything. And then I reached out. I like teed up an experience for myself that could have gone sexually had I wanted it to.
Right.
And then realized like I was not into it. And like I had fun and like that was it. And I didn't feel sad or disappointed or like weird about anything. It was just like, okay, this is great. And so it's about to take it then and now bring it all the way back to Jenna the reader.
Yeah.
I think it's like you have to put yourself out there and you don't close yourself off. Like, definitely like enjoy and nurture those friendships that make you feel so good.
Right.
But don't replace your relationships in your life with the romantic relationships. Don't fill them with those friendships.
Also, like, not to be a bitch, but I like question her like gay social scene, because if she is truly best friends with that guy who faked suicide to get back at his parents, I'm like, honey, babe. I'm sure he's a lawler.
I'm sure he's
delightful.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot.
I'm sure it's not
It's
as
a lot.
dire as like the fact that he's lolling about that
No, he
moment
is.
makes me think
No,
that
you're right.
he's
He gets
not.
it.
He
He's
gets
in on the
it.
joke. Yeah, or
Because you've done some babe stuff.
no, it's true. I'm
You've had
never
a
that.
series
That's
of babe
really,
moments. Yeah, but like
that's really insane.
everyone's had babe moments, and I don't think you can really like judge until
You're
you
right.
meet.
You're right.
So,
a fellow babe
put
can
the
never,
claws away.
A fellow babe can never judge.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is a safe space to babe out and be a babe.
So I was feeling really high on my own supply of like sexual wokeness after.
Yeah. So then you took it to a next level.
Yeah, so
Ryan was feeling sexually charged. So then he
and
decided.
I still am. I'm like vibrating. I'm like, I'm like,
I'm like weirdly not. Like, I realized that I haven't even like masturbated in probably 2 weeks.
What?
I know, it's weird.
Oh my God.
I think it's like an antidepressant thing where it's just like your horniness gets kind of turned off as you like transition into new medication, and like I don't know. It's like it's one of those things that I will not realize until it's been like a chunk of time, and then I'm like,
that happens. Honestly, if Jonathan and I go like 1 or even 2 weeks without having sex, sometimes like I'll realize like, oh, I haven't masturbated, because I like don't really masturbate anymore.
yeah,
which is kind of a
well,
bummer.
you kind of don't need to when you're in a
I
relationship.
know, but it's still fun.
But it's nice
Porn
to do.
is still fun.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next subject. So okay.
This is so seamless. See how
I
we're
know,
like,
I know.
seamlessly getting
It's
into
great.
it.
It's great. Okay, so basically, there's this porn star that my favorite porn star. I mean, everyone has a favorite porn star. They do. And I am no exception. So there's this one guy. I almost want to say his name, but I wonder if that's bad.
I don't know if you should put him on blast.
Oh, I don't think I should. Okay, right. So anyway, I know that he does massage in New York, and I've known that for years. And I keep on going to New York and thinking, oh, I need to call him, but I just never do. I forget, or it seems like intimidating in a weird way. I'm like, oh, like that's going to be impossible to plan. Like he's not available. He's probably traveling and getting gangbanged in like Brazil somewhere. But I just, in a whim, I was in the hotel room one morning and I was like, I just called him and he answered immediately on the second ring. He was like, hello? And I'm like, I was like, hello. And he has a really thick accent. He can't really speak English that well. And he was like, we were on the phone. He goes, you send me a picture. And I was like, oh, okay. Like he's a little bitch and he doesn't want to, And I was like, okay, no worries. I'll send you a picture. And he's like, no, a pen for my address. I was like, okay. So I wrote down his address and I went to go meet him. He's so profoundly sexy. It's actually insane. I mean, he's little.
But he has like ass implants.
You can't say that.
Why?
That gives it away.
Does it?
Yeah, he's like famous for having that.
But there are not.
He says no, though. I choose to believe him.
I
choose to.
That does not give him away. I'm
It
sure
does
there are a
give
lot
him
of gay
away.
porn stars with
No,
asses.
I swear to God, the gays at home are gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's so like blah, blah, blah," like they're gonna
well,
know.
we're not saying the name.
I know, but gays are gonna know These little private.
Is that rude that I
these
did
little
that?
private dicks are gonna know.
I don't feel like it's rude that I did that, but if it is,
I don't think
apologize.
he has implants. By the way, for someone that saw it in person,
You think that it's...
well, he's. Oh my god, I was gonna say something else. Like,
Don't. Yeah,
I
don't.
know, but no, it all tracks for me.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And I don't believe the lies, and I don't appreciate slandering my beloved. So
Okay,
anyway,
go
we
on.
go to his apartment. His apartment's really cute. He's really nice. He, again, broken English, but like a sweetie. And we're doing a massage, which is like whatever. And like the thing is like he has Rentman, which is like for fucking, I'm assuming, and then he has massage, which is like I think whatever. So like there's not guarantee of like sex. There's just like him jerking.
You
me
just
off.
feel it out.
You definitely feel it out, but I could tell that he was like sort of attracted to me, which was good. I was like, yes. I mean, honestly, it felt like meeting an A-list celeb. It's like crazy to like jerk off to someone for years and then all of a sudden you're just seeing them. It's
crazy
I know it
that
sounds
it's that
corny, but
accessible.
It's
because
crazy.
it's like you couldn't like for Leonardo DiCaprio, you can't just like call him up and then be like, hey, do you want to like fuck me? And then go fuck him.
It's
but
wild.
in like I feel like in the gay world, it's kind of like you're way more able to like achieve fantasy
Dreams
fucks.
come true and they come all over you.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
great. It's fantastic. So
I know, like,
I'm just
what
marveling at his
straight
body.
men should like create this some sort of service like this
Mm-hmm.
that's like a sexual like sex work, but not gigolo, because I don't feel like women are wired obviously differently. So like it's not like I would just want to go meet a random and fuck him. That actually terrifies me.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it was a hot guy that like I don't know what the straight men could do, but there's a gap in the marketplace for them to do some sort of sex work that involves like intimacy or just like something, and they have to be hot.
Did you hear that, straight guys who don't listen to this podcast?
I know.
I'm like, honey?
I'm like,
you got
has
$1
a straight
idea?
man ever listened to this
No.
podcast? Well, there's one.
No, who?
There's a couple,
Oh,
actually.
But I feel like when they try to listen, it just goes beep. It's like static. It's like feedback.
It's on
like,
a higher frequency than they are even
like-
used to. It's like a dog
staticky.
whistle.
Yeah, it's like
Like our podcast only relates to like gays and women.
I know.
And
It's so true.
then straight men like don't even hear it.
No,
They're
I
like,
love that.
you mean the silent
Yeah, it's like
podcast?
echolocation with dolphins. It's
Yeah.
like literally us being like
And then like all the people respond. Like,
Yeah, and the straight
every
guys
gay
are like,
guy
"What?"
and women are like, and then like the straight men are just like left in the ocean
yeah,
to drown.
they don't know.
Yeah,
They're like, anyways, I guess I'll just go see what's on.
so I'm trying to throw them a life,
Yeah.
like a life raft,
by telling them to
and
be
say
sex
like,
workers.
yeah, be a fucking sex
Yeah,
worker.
That's good. I love that. That's
Give
your
back for once.
I love that. That's your olive branch.
Yeah.
So basically, I start blowing him. He has the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life. It's actually crazy. The massage lasts for a second. I mean, it's like then we
What
just,
is the
like, start-
I'm always curious.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Do you get
It's like-
naked?
yeah, you get naked. And he
Does
gets
he have a
naked.
massage bed?
Yeah.
Does it have like the blankets and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
on
It
it?
has all that stuff.
So you go through the motions of like, oh, we
Yeah.
pretend that you're going to both
Yes.
engage in a massage.
And by the way, sometimes that is what you do because I talked to him afterwards. And if he's not sexually attracted to someone, it will just be a massage.
But is he
And
a
that's his
massage
way out.
therapist?
No.
But like, what does he do for a massage? Does it feel good?
Yeah. No, it doesn't feel bad. It's just sort of like I wouldn't go if you have like a sports injury.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
would
I
you
mean?
go if you really wanted to like relax?
No, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just
I can't-
curious to know,
No,
like-
I think his clients are all gay men who are probably big fans of his work. Also his porn. I mean, like it's just like not. I don't know. Like I think, but then I think the big plus is that you get to see him naked because he is naked when he massages you, and like, but
The rules and regulations of this world fascinate
it's
me.
wild. It's a wild ride.
It's wild. So
Buckle
you're
up.
sucking his dick.
So I'm sucking his dick, which is humongous. I mean, it's big. And I mean, it's like, if you thought I had a loose asshole before, just split in half. Oh
God,
my God.
gross.
Fucking gross. I know. I'm sorry.
Ryan,
God.
come on.
I just want to be real.
Keep going.
Okay. So
I'm like, this is also part of like your validation for this sexual experience.
It is.
saying it on a podcast. Like, I know that this is like the second half of the experience is getting to like tell the readers.
oh yeah,
about
it's
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, then he's like, do you want to fuck? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I was also like kind of terrified because again, his penis is humongous. And I was like, I felt like Samantha when she dates that guy with the too big dick and she's like, I need a joint, you know, like I need like black tar heroin, like literally like FedEx tier to like go through this experience. I need like a syringe, like be put out. But anyway, so then he got on top of me and he started entering me. And it was slow, like lots of deep breathing, like Lamaze class style. And then something truly embarrassing happened, something that has not happened to me probably since I was 12 years old, which is that I just came. Literally, like he was like halfway inside me, and all of a sudden, like I could feel my like an orgasm coming on. Which, by the way, I'm not doing anything. I'm literally on my stomach. I'm on my stomach.
Yeah,
okay?
You're just excited.
I'm excited, and I just like truly like premature ejaculate. Like it's crazy. And he was like kind of bummed, and he was like, well, do you want us to keep going? And I was like, honestly, like looking back, I do. Like, I mean, like I wish I'd said yes, but I was like also like so scared to take it without the promise of an orgasm. Like I needed like a carrot being dangled in front of me to kind of get me through. You know what I mean? I needed like some incentive. And I feel like just having him fuck me, although probably incredible and would have done some wild things to my prostate, I don't know. I was too scared. And honestly, it's like one of my biggest regrets. I should have let him still fuck me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's like, oh, and then whatever. I mean, so then he, you know, we finished and we actually like talked for a while, and we left his apartment building, and we were walking, and my shoe wasn't tied, and he just tied it. Like he just like bent over and just tied it, which I thought was the sweetest little sweetie move. That's so weird, by the way. Like just to be like, he didn't say like, oh, you should. He just like tied it, and then he goes, oh, my twin brother has CP, and I was like, wow, what are the fucking odds? And he was like, yeah, he's hot and he has a limp just like you. And I was like, great. And then we just kind of lulled. I mean, it felt very positive. It was
a very positive sexual experience.
It felt like a very positive sexual experience. I'm bummed that it didn't go further. I immediately called Jonathan and told him all about it. And I added him on Instagram, and I saw that Jonathan unfollowed him. Yeah,
Unfollowed?
Like, no, he followed him.
Oh,
lol. So he was like, apparently he's like a diehard Blank fan. So I was like really excited, and I was like, Jonathan, we both have to get fucked by him when we go to New York. I mean, I'm so into him fucking both of us. That would be wild.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're having a sexual revolution.
He loved my butt.
And the moral of the story.
He's like, do you work out a lot? And I was like, actually, yes, I do.
Anyways,
it's true.
I know.
Okay.
I've just heard this story like 3 times
I
retold
know.
to different
I'm
people,
sorry,
and now this is the 4th.
The readers are.
I know
hearing it
the
for
readers
first
need
time.
to know, but
They're like, this podcast is getting too gay.
I'm ready to move on.
We're ready to.
I'm ready to move on if you are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Have you said enough?
No, I'm just.
I'm excited for you. I love it for you. I love that New York turned out great. I love that you first loved it and then hated it and then loved
can
it.
we talk about going to watch What Happens? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to watch.
I mean,
What
I
Happens.
talked about it on my podcast, Sexy Unique Podcast. Check it out if you don't listen.
Well,
all about Vanderpump
They didn't really
Rules.
hear my perspective. So
we went to watch What Happens live, and Ryan was incredibly unsoothed.
Well,
from the very beginning to the very end. It was 100% unsoothed.
You know, I can't handle with those Vanderpump Rule people. You know, I can't. I like when you used to have them over at our apartment. I used to hide. Like I can't function around them because
and
they
by
scare
have them
me.
over,
They
it
scare
means
me.
interviewing them for the podcast that I did.
Right.
It was not like a hey, come over and let's like.
Well,
watch
you did hang out with
TV.
Ariana like a few times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like we went to go see a movie together.
I know.
That's different.
I guess so.
Babe, you're so judgy and like closed off in that arena, and Ryan just like shuts down.
Well, they weird me out. It weirds me out.
I know, but
don't-
like, can't you just go with the flow? I went with the flow, and I should be technically more weirded out than
I know,
you are.
but it just weirds me out. Like, let me just have that because it's just real. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, but you shut down, and then it becomes unfun, and then you missed out on a really fun opportunity where we went to a bar afterwards with tons of hot guys and like
I know, but
cuties.
I was tired. I'm glad that I went home because I didn't want to stay out till like 5 a.m. with the flight. But anyway, we it was weird. Like Katie came and was nice. Katie's nice.
She's nice.
She's nice. The whole thing is just feels so weird. And then I saw Stassi, and I was like, I want to take a picture of her and be like me with my favorite white nationalist. But that never happened.
No, but that you also made that joke like 4 times on social media. So it
No,
came
I
across.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, I did. We did a live thing.
We did a live thing. We did
and we
like
saw a
several
fawn.
live things. Yeah.
That was so sweet. A girl outside. It was. She was like, "Babe,"
One
and
of the readers.
I assumed that she was one of your
I
friends.
immediately like turned around. It's like the like, what is it called? The clarion call.
We should have a reader meetup in LA,
Yeah,
or do like a live podcast recording.
of course.
That'd be really fun. A reader meetup would be fun. So anyway, it was just weird, and yeah, I'm weird around them. I don't know. It's like, to me, they are just so dark to me. So seeing them in person is too real. That's just how I feel.
Well, I mean, it's definitely like a weird moment, but I also am like, it's only weird if I make it weird.
No,
and
you're
so I'm
good.
going to choose to like enjoy and just like enjoy how fucking weird it is and like be just
Also,
have
I
like a
feel
what
like-
is life? Like, oh my God. And then have fun.
I feel like also they're invincible to trolls, which I kind of love. I think they're just so used to people talking about them that like they don't. I mean, Stassi, I think you said was guarded around you, but she was like not. She could have been a lot worse.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one is in that situation to like start drama. Like it wouldn't, there's nothing anyone gets out of
Especially when
being,
there's no cameras around.
yeah. I'm like, there's nothing anyone gets out of being
No, I
like
know.
mean or rude to each other in that situation.
Yeah.
For certainly not for me. And I would hope not for them. And so it turned out to be a fun night.
Did you listen to your did you watch the episode?
Yeah.
You're in it.
I
You're in
know.
your voice.
I
Yeah.
screamed.
You did.
I screamed out loud. I just like went because we were in the audience, but also like not part of like the audience corralled in there. It was like since I was there, we were there because Jason. So we were like in a different zone.
Jake Shears for the uninitiated.
Oh yeah, wait. We always have
My
to like
close
call it
friend,
my
Jason.
dear friend Jake Shears of the Scissor Sisters, and now of his own accord. But yeah, so I wasn't told that you can't scream. I thought you could just scream.
No, you can't scream, honey.
What? I thought he looked at me as he was talking, so I said, "Yeah!" And then then the PA was like,
shushed.
"Please don't do that."
But I thought, you know what? As weird as it was, I think it was actually kind of perfect and a great end to the trip.
It was great.
Yeah, I liked it. What? I also looked really good that day.
Ryan looked hot. I took a bunch of hot photos of him that I'll post on the Instagram.
You will?
Sure. That's why I took them, is because you fucking were like, tried to say that I was like insulting you by saying you look hot and then not hot in real life.
Oh,
or
right.
something.
Okay, that's
Anyways.
good. Anyway,
Okay. Can we talk about like celebrities?
Yeah. Okay. What celebrities? What's going on? I feel like
What is going on?
I don't know. Actually, am I out of the loop? What's happening?
Amy Schumer got married.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Which
Love
I
that for
love.
her.
I love like a secret marriage with a Jennifer Lawrence
Oh, totally.
guest star.
I know. You know, it's so funny because I followed her on Instagram and then I thought her Instagram was sort of boring and like not great. And so I unfollowed her. And it's so funny how when you unfollow people on social media, you truly actually forget that they exist. I'm not kidding you. Like they go from being at the forefront of your mind to being like, who? And like I literally was like, oh, Amy Schumer, what has she been doing? Like, and I'm like, oh, I used to follow her and like know what she was doing every day. And now I'm like, who? Like, I don't know. It's really interesting how an unfollow can literally erase someone from your mind, like permanently.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's kind of fucked up. Anyway, I'm happy for her. She always has like really good tasting guys. She likes like normal hot guys. Like the first one was like an architect or something like that, or a furniture maker, like
Yeah.
Aiden, Sex
Like
and the City.
Aiden, Sex in the City.
And this is just like a hot chef who like lives in Martha's Vineyard. Like she just loves like a hot normal guy.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
A hot guy who's like good with his hands.
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
love that she just like got married in Malibu.
I know.
It's so weird. She doesn't even live in LA. Like, it's such a, I think it's like,
But it's like a beachy,
I
beautiful
know,
location.
But it's also such an A-list celebrity thing to do.
Yeah, it's very chic all around. And I love the surprise element of it. And I love like the guest list. It just seemed like it's the wedding of the year.
Yeah.
And if you weren't invited, who are you even?
So did you read Lena's essay about having a hysterectomy in Vogue?
No, I didn't read it.
Oh, you didn't read it?
No, not
Oh,
yet.
it's incredible. And you read it, and I mean, she's such a good writer, and it's just sort of like you really empathize with what she's going through because, like, you know, despite all like the public mistakes that she's made, like you do forget as like just someone consuming their content that they are a person and they're going through shit. Like I remember when like she didn't show up, or she showed up for like the Time's Up thing, and then that girl Tessa Thompson like called her out and was like, she wasn't a part of this, like da 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 da. And Lena was like, I'm going through something really personal, like blah blah blah. And then you realize, oh yeah, she had a fucking hysterectomy. Like, oh my fucking God, that is insane. And I just feel like, you know, underneath every babe, there's a babe. Like it's like you forget to just treat them like they're fucking human beings. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and that they're going through real traumatic shit that we don't give them the time or space to go through.
Yeah.
Because they need to be perfect to us and do everything perfect. And it's like, I actually did feel bad about like the timeline of it was like around the same time of the whole controversy with the rape allegations against that writer, and that she kind of came forward and said all that stuff. And I mean, I totally, that was a big mistake and all that, but it's like she was going through a hysterectomy, like the timeline of it, and then also dealing with this insane public backlash and like articles being like, she's done, she's over, get rid of her. And then meanwhile, she's going through this incredibly insane health problem.
Yeah.
It just feels like kind of crazy. Like, and that's got to fuck you up psychologically.
That definitely would have lasting effect, but it's also like she's not over. She's like a very
she's not.
successful writer. She has like a show happening.
No, she'll never,
and it's
she'll
all
never
like
be over. But,
yeah, and so
imagine like having to read those articles. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she.
Well,
reads
yeah,
it,
no.
but
I mean, it's definitely it's a tough situation. The whole thing. It's like I would not, and I have a lot of empathy for like going through that because that's like changes your entire trajectory, like as a woman, and
also
all that kind of stuff.
endometriosis like seems like such a. It's a disease that has been completely misdiagnosed and people don't take seriously because it's women being in pain, and that's historically like in the medical profession, like women have always been kind of dismissed, you know, and it's sort of like endometriosis is like a very real thing. And I don't know, it's just crazy. You need to read the essay. It's really good and it's really moving, and it really, you know, I don't know.
I'm going to.
She's what?
Nothing. What? Ryan's dear friend.
My dear friend.
My dear friend.
What else? What else is there? What else is going on?
What else is going on?
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen had their fashion show, The Row, and they
they gave everyone crystals.
They gave everyone crystals,
which is
and
chic.
They served these scones that looked like pebbles. Did you see them?
No.
Oh, actual photo. Like literally, they're like the tiniest little like
a mini scone.
Yeah, but they don't look. They look like pebbles. It's honestly, I've never seen anything like it. It's bizarre.
I love that.
It's
just like a one bite.
Yeah, and Mary Kate looks 95. She looks like Winona Ryder in Edward Scissorhands, like when she's telling the story of her life to that. You're like, well, gather around.
Grandmother.
She's serving straight up grandmother realness.
I love it. I think it's chic.
Again,
they're so fashion forward. They're like 20 years ahead of everyone else.
Literally. Yeah. She's now 20 years older than her actual age. She I mean, I've never ever like heard of someone like trying to make themselves look old. I think she's truly had work done to make herself look older.
It's amazing.
Bizarre.
It's cool.
She looks like 45.
She's
truly,
iconic.
She's 45.
Yeah.
I love it. They must be so weird, honey. 9 months old, famous from 9 months old. I mean, they must be weird. They must have like scrambled eggs brain. Like they must be touched by an angel. They're weird. They're
Was
weirdos.
it you that said that one of them can't read or they can't read?
No. So my stepmom, my stepmom's friend, oh my God, I can't talk today, worked on this show So Little Time that they did that no one saw. And she got hilarious stories about how like in table reads, they could not read. They like, cause it's, you know, it's Hollywood education. They were raised on sets. So they were like basically read like 2 pages of like Huckleberry Finn from like grades 1st through 8. That was literally like,
they read like the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. They were like, now we're going to dive into Goodnight Moon. It's 8th grade. They're like, let's see if we can tackle Goodnight Moon. Ashley, want to take it from here? Now that being said, incredibly smart businesswomen, weirdly. Or at least Ashley is.
Well, I think they both have to be, probably.
Yeah, you
I mean, they
have
both
to.
have their
or,
shit.
Or at least know to surround yourself with good people, which is its own.
They have their shit together enough that they have like it going on. I mean, I just don't think that there's any stretch of the imagination where you could be either one of them and not like have your shit together.
Yeah, I think that they also just like live a very insulated existence, which is probably what they need. And they're probably very fragile and kind of weird. And I'm kind of into them.
Oh, I
mean, I'm
kind of.
I'm obsessed. I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah, you
I've
literally have
always
like a
been.
painting of Mary Kate.
I do, and I have candles of them.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it's a Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen shrine. I just like, I like them. So what? I can maybe throw away the key. They're my favorite babes, actually.
Yeah.
If I had to rate my babes, Mary Kate is probably number one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mary Kate is a babe,
and I just want her to keep giving me more.
Yeah.
You know, because whenever she opens up her mouth, it's like we get good stuff.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Yeah. I know. I feel like it's like they just give us teeny little doses. They're so withholding.
They're so withholding now. They don't do anything.
But that's chic.
No, totally chic. They're the chicest people alive. I don't think there's anyone that's chicer.
No, they are like the pinnacle of chic.
And like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They're just way ahead of the times. I love them.
Yeah.
So what else?
What else is going on?
I don't know. I feel so like out of the loop.
I feel out of the loop too, but I feel like there's been no like great news or anything that's like happened.
Sky's like freaking out as always on
Well,
Instagram.
always. I mean,
it's
can't.
like nonstop.
I just can't.
She literally like thinly veiled whatever like bullshit is going on. She's in the studio, so I'm like hoping and praying that something actually happens.
Honey.
She's in a studio. That's progress that she like got there. I don't know how she got there. I'm sure that her car broke down, and I'm sure she walked on broken glass to get there. And then like someone tried to run her over with a car, and then like her boyfriend broke up with her.
We'll see.
And then she broke her leg, and then whatever. And then she showed up to the studio and she made it work.
I started reading Jake Shear's new book, which comes out next Tuesday.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, good. I can't wait to read it.
It's called Boys Keep Swinging.
Oh, nice.
And it's amazing.
I read Richard Lawson's new book, All We Can Do Is Wait, which is incredible too.
Oh, cool.
Look at us.
Someone had written us, one of the readers had written us that they want that we should do book recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that we can fold in. But I would highly recommend pre-ordering Jake's memoir.
And I would highly recommend reading anything by Cookie Mueller and Eve Babbitt. Those are my like two favorite women writers. They're
and
great.
then that Richard Lawson.
Eve Babbitt's Slow Days, Fast Company is incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love her.
She's a babe.
She's a babe. She lit herself on fire.
Yeah, she's like.
I don't think
she's
you get more.
all the.
I don't think you
forms-
get more babe than that.
All the forms of babe that you can possibly be. Eve
Babbitt.
Eve Babbitt. Yeah.
Eve Babbitt.
She is the
She's a total
truest,
babe.
realest babe.
This is like such a 1%er. Like people are like, who is this person?
No, but it's like a good discovery because
It is because she's a babe.
if you're a reader and you really want to experience a true babe, go pick up that Eve Babbitt's book and you will be blessed with like a babe rain shower.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can we talk about, I just remembered the Greenwich Hotel, the bed was sad and really like fucked
She's
with us.
caught in a loop.
No, I can't get over it.
can't get
I
over
actually
it.
am like, I have so many questions.
You should
like,
write a letter.
I wanted to like do a Q&A with someone there to find out who chose that bed, why they chose it,
instead you
who
just
loves
went to
it
the
so
spa.
much. And yeah, and it was really
The beds in the spa were more. The beds.
the
by
chairs in
pool
the spa were more comfortable
comfortable.
than the actual bed in the
Yeah.
room. But so the spa, like the thing that the Greenwich did really, really, really,
Yeah.
really, 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 really well are the showers.
Oh,
They're like-
shower is incredible.
The shower is changed
You know,
my life.
It actually is rude because you'll never shower the same again. It like literally, it's like having the best sex of your life, and then it's just crazy. It's too bad.
So one thing that I'm like insanely passionate about is showering.
She showers for an hour.
I will shower. Baseline, my showering starts at like a 20-minute journey and can get up to like a 30 to 40-minute journey.
It can get advanced.
It can get very
like
advanced.
scary. I'm like, is she
I've
okay?
always been passionate about showering and bathing. When I was
remember,
little, I used to take like 3 showers a day, and one time I missed a play that I was in because I was in the bath, and my mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? We have to go. And I was in the bath like fully just bathing.
I remember when we lived together, you would just close your door because you had like the master suite,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like when you'd be getting ready to shower, I'm like, I will see her in 2 to 3 hours. And it's true. Like you would emerge 2 to 3 hours later.
It's a process.
Yeah, I know.
I
You take your
relish
fucking
in a
time.
shower.
Yeah, you
And
come
so
alive.
I appreciated the Greenwich showers because it was like a rainfall from the
It was.
top. And then they
And
had a
then-
regular shower
Yeah,
head.
so it was double.
So you turn them both on.
It's like
and you
getting
just-
DP. Double,
Yeah,
double
it was
penetrated.
amazing. And like they also had some sort of temperature control where you couldn't get it too hot. So it was like
Yes.
the perfect, you'd
it was
turn it up and it was the
crazy.
perfect amount of like warmth where it just never went into
Because
like
if you
burning
really think
zone.
about it, why does that even exist? Like why are we in showers where it can get too cold or too hot? It should
Yeah.
just be hot. And
It should
warm.
just be the perfect temperature.
I know.
And
no
then
one
they
wants
had
a scalding hot shower that could burn you.
No. And then they had a steam shower in like the spa area that I've never ever taken a steam shower in my life, but it's like
it's amazing.
It just like sprays steam out, and
They
then
had that
there's
at
like
Rancho Valencia.
there's three different shower heads.
Yeah.
One like the rainfall, the regular, and then one that does like just ice cold water that you can like go under. So that one they let you get it searing hot, which sometimes I actually prefer a very searing
I
hot
know
shower.
you kind of do like a searing.
Oh,
hot
I
shower.
love like the hotter the better.
Ugh.
But then with like a cold dip, it was like I really got to live my showering truth and also not feel bad about it because it's like New York isn't in a drought. You know what I mean? Like, and it's also at a hotel, so it's
Yeah,
their problem,
it's
not
what-
my
yeah,
problem.
exactly.
And here it's like my showers are very mitigated because my hot water only stays hot for a certain amount
weird.
of time. I know it's always been like that.
Mine stays hot for a while,
Well, journeys.
but it always gets clogged, and I always end up like in a swamp.
Oh, gross.
I know it's
You
disgusting.
haven't fixed that yet?
No, it always gets fixed and it always comes back.
Honey, they need to do what they did to mine to yours.
Our apartments need to be gutted. That's essentially what needs to happen.
It's a beautiful
It's a beautiful
disaster.
decaying paradise.
Yeah,
It's, like,
I love
gonna-
it.
That we're gonna it's gonna fall apart.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
I was talking to my friend Oliver about it, and he says that it's been around for so long that it's fine.
Okay.
I'm into that.
Okay. Sure.
Because I can't have anxiety. Like, if my
I
biggest
know.
anxiety is about this apartment truly crumbling on me in an earthquake, like, I feel like I'm destined to die in an earthquake. It's my
Yeah.
biggest fear. But it's like, I love living here. I don't want to live anywhere else.
No,
This
me either.
apartment is
I
like
know.
truly life.
I know.
So it's like,
What are you gonna do?
what are you going to do?
Besides just think positively.
What if I died in an earthquake, and then it's always on record that I said this?
I think that's a fine thing.
It'd be crazy.
I see no problem with that. Let's read email.
But like if I had like a premonition where I was like, I feel like I'm gonna die, and
I
then
know, and then you actually. I don't know.
anyway, Ryan's like, it's no longer about me.
No,
Let's
no,
read an email.
Let's go to emails. I also have to go soon.
He is a hard out.
I have a heart out. I always do.
He always does.
I have a really.
You didn't at the Greenwich, which we got feedback from a reader that was our best podcast ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It was definitely our most graphic.
So that was the most free flowing.
Oh, good.
But maybe that's because you weren't withholding.
Oh my God! Stop it. You're such a goof.
You're guarded.
My little goofy. Oh, are you gonna read the? Did you read this to me already?
No. This is a different. Okay, so we put out a call for emails about
Accident
accidents,
submissions.
and they came in droves, honey. Like
That's
so many
crazy.
people wrote to us. Here's a good one. Christopher writes us, Lara and Ryan, I don't want to declare myself the queen of babe injuries, but I do want to nominate myself for your consideration. My first true babe injury occurred when I was 12 years old and snapped my femur completely in half playing soccer.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Apparently,
vomit again.
before you finish puberty, there are these little bubbles in your bones that fill over time. And I kicked the soccer ball the exact same time a bigger kid. He won. My leg snapped completely in two. 2 surgeries, full leg cast for 3 months, wheelchair at school.
Jesus.
There are many more, but I'll fast forward to 2017 when I had an insane streak of babeness. It was the morning of Easter Sunday, and my boyfriend and I were leaving a club to go fuck when we ran into 2 of his friends who invited us over for a party. I was young and naive and didn't see where this was going. Well,
naive. This was last year.
well, it turned into a coke-fueled orgy where I got fucked by all 3 guys and double penetrated. We got into bed at 6 a.m. and the next morning I went to work out. I picked up a set of...
Wait, I love that.
I picked up a set of dumbbells and was not able to move my right arm without a sharp pain in my bone. That's right. I fractured my arm in an orgy. Later in the summer, my friends and I rented a yacht for the afternoon. Blow and drinks ensued, and I was trying to crawl into bed on top of the yacht. I wasn't paying attention and slammed my head full into the bar on top, was stunned, and dropped my drink. Because I was cross-weighted, I attributed the stars I was seeing to that and proceeded to party another 12 hours. It took until I threw up on a run and then woke up unable to look at my computer screen to realize it was a concussion, not a strange hangover.
Oh, no.
But wait, there's more. Not 2 months later, I was on the streets of Seattle walking to a music festival and texting a friend when I somehow walked straight into a bus sign. The distinction is important because it was facing sideways, so it full on punctured my forehead and I bled the whole night.
Oh my God.
I was debating if this is enough to qualify as a good email to send, but then during my yoga class today, I fell doing a handstand and sprained my shoulder, a sign from the babe god herself, Sky Ferreira. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the work you do in this. Oh my God.
I love this. I also love that like every story revolves around him being like drunk, getting fucked, but also like always working out, which I love. Health and wellness.
Okay, this is my favorite one.
It's pretty good.
It's so good.
It's kind of funny.
Hey, Katie writes us, "Hey, Lara and Ryan, do I have a head trauma story for you? 4 years ago, I went on a fancy Mexican vacay with my best friend's whole family and all of their in-laws. The first day, we were so excited to be there that we immediately went down to the swim-up bar and proceeded to throw back muchas margaritas. After approximately 5 margaritas each, my friend's husband and I thought it would be a great idea to start flipping each other by the feet like your parents do to you in the pool when you're a little kid. The only problem with this plan was that we were only in 5-foot deep water. I'm 6 feet tall. It was so much fun the first 3 times. However, the fourth go around, I got launched downward and hit the bridge of my nose on the bottom of the pool. I saw a small cloud of blood come out of my nose when I hit the bottom of the pool, and I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, I just gave myself a bloody nose. But when I popped up out of the water, it was clear things were much worse. When I came up out of the water, I was facing my friend's husband, and his face was splattered with my blood. Before I even had time to process, a lifeguard was yanking me out of the pool and putting me in a wheelchair. People were holding pool towels up to my head, and when they pulled them away, the entire towel was red with my blood. They took me to a resort doctor on site, and before I knew it, I was laying on an operating table getting stitches. My friend and her mom were watching the whole thing and were so calm that I was sure it was NBD and that I just bled a lot since I was drunk. In my mind, this was a half-inch gash that would be sewn up in no time. At certain points getting the stitches, my nerves were playing tricks on me, and I felt like they were sewing 2 different parts of my face. When I asked my friend, oh no, did I cut my head in 2 places? She nervously replied, no, just one. After 2.5 hours of getting my head sewn back together, it was clear to me that I had done some real damage. I had split my forehead entirely in half from my hairline down to my nose. For the first 48 hours of the trip, I had to wear a head wrap that made me look like an amnesia patient on a soap opera, and my face was so swollen I was unrecognizable. Don't worry, guys. Despite looking like Frankenstein's bastard child, I didn't let my little accident put a damper on my trip. I ziplined 2 days later, whooped it up at Andalays.
Andalays, like Vicky. Vicky loves Andalays.
Lived my best monster-faced life. The biggest babe of all was probably the collage that I sent to all my friends and family to inform them of my accident. I had to do a deep dive on my iCloud, but I found it for y'all. Love and light, Katie.
The pictures are great.
The pictures are insane.
I love that she went to Vicky's hotspot on delays, which
I love a head wrap.
But also just being like whatever ziplining. That's a true.
You turned a babe.
The babe.
Yeah, you reclaimed the babe and owned it, and then moved on, which is all we can ever hope to do in this life.
Exactly.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll see you soon. What?
Wait, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is I don't really know, actually. I feel very out of the loop. I feel like I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait. Someone posted in the Babe Facebook group photos of Lara Flynn Boyle drinking whiskey in her car during the day. Sad.
Babe.
Sad. It's like, actually I can't even lol because it's really sad.
No, that's sad.
The photos are like really sad.
Oh,
she's like looking really, really not well.
Fuck.
And she's like getting groceries on the day in Westwood, and then she's just full blown drinking out of a bottle of like Johnny Walker Red Label.
Oh my God.
You need to see these photos.
Shout out to fellow Lara in distress.
Fellow Lara babing out.
Oh God.
The original babe Lara.
You know what? A lot of Lara's babe out
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Lara Stone, that model, was babing out for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a babe
I don't know if you can be
existence.
a Lara without like a
Being a
proper,
babe.
without being a babe.
I agree.
So that's my word of wisdom. And I guess, who is the babe of the week?
I don't know.
I think you're the babe of the week.
Oh, shut up.
You're the babe of the week.
Well, when you're right, you're right.
Your asshole
Okay,
is
my
the
asshole
babe
is the
of
babe
the
of the
week.
week. Okay, fair enough. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.